though we have arrived.
Yeah, arrived. That's a good word.
Maybe.
We've been arriving for a long time,
because maybe because it seemed like
we have
that
a few trinkets.
Yeah, well,
some grams, a little house with a little landscape package that came with the home.
Yeah,
got some shrubs and some
yeah.
Nice,
You got a couple of cows out there in the field. So.
Yeah, we think we did something. We think we're doing something.
So I guess that's the reason why I did ask you if.
Do you think black people are powerless? And here was my answer, ladies and gentlemen.
Before can I jump in here?
Yes, go ahead and jump in. Certainly, sir.
Now, you said the title of this message is about gentrification.
Yes.
Okay, so what is it that you think that is?
Gentrification is basically, you want me to give you the formal definition?
No,
or you want to get my word?
No.
Well, basically, just give you large ATM. That's pretty much when you take an area where people have inhabited for X amount of years.
Right.
And that area is viewed or perceived as being lower income or an area or town to where it's not producing viable business to where the city is able to get a substantial amount of property tax to help fund programs and make the city run well. And as that area becomes less viable, they said, okay, listen, we're losing tax dollars because this stuff has been sitting here for years and it's actually depreciating. People's home value is going down because what's around them, there's nothing built up around it. Let's tear all this down. Let's build $300,000 condos and eventually get more after the tax assessor comes out and do the comparables. Let's get more tax money and the city would benefit more. Okay, so that in essence is the process of a gentrification.
Okay, but do you know how it affects certain people?
We're gonna get to that.
Because I'm like,
no.
Saying nothing wrong with it.
No. Wait. Is it right? Is it wrong? But here's the deal. Tonight is about gentrification. But there's another pocket of this conversation. We're gonna say, when are we as black people gonna start looking in the mirror? Because our lack of looking at that reflection and really telling the truth about what we see in that mirror is the reason why gentrification is on the rise. We are tearing up our own communities and it is no longer viable. Major cities are not seeing the inner city as a viable piece of land to where it can, for business and for taxes. And money makes the world go round. And when you're not viable, when you're not being productive, they make changes.
No, I understand, but it's really not the city that's doing that. It's outside investors and stuff that come in, and that's designed to drive out the low income people and replace. Yeah, that's what gentrification is. It's like let's take an area like Fifth Ward.
I gotta take my jacket
off.
Let's
take an area like Fifth Ward.
Yeah.
It has a whole lot of low income people that live there. And so these big developers come in and they say, hey, we want to buy up all these houses and stuff. So they give them pennies on the dollar, take the land, and then they build all these new things. But the people who normally lived in that neighborhood can't afford to live there anymore.
But you're missing something very important.
Okay, come on.
It is our fault, the reason why we make it seem like that land is available, because we're not taking care of something.
That's right.
When investors come around, they're looking for the people that look like they're on their last leg.
Yep.
They're not. Hold on. There's pockets in the city where investors would love to get, but they know they won't be able to get it because that area is still thriving. They have to wait till it start decaying and dying before they come in and want to buy pennies on the dollar. Because here's the deal, Bernard: money makes the world go round. And you're not going to come in and tell me if I know I'm worth $300,000 and try to give me $30,000 and think you're going to get my home. Well, if I know I'm valuable, you got to come bigger than that.
But I agree with you to a certain point. But most people, man, in those areas are impoverished pretty much. And so I don't have a problem with the gentrification come in and, increase the taxes and make it good. But I had a problem with when you come out pushing people out on the streets. What's wrong with taking those same areas and redevelop them to where they're nice and stuff, and then from that point make the rent reasonable enough for those people that live there to stay there?
Now you coming back to my wheelhouse. Right. Now you're on my property, and I welcome you to my home. Thank you, because here now you're walking into what we were talking about on the phone.
Go ahead.
No. I thank you because you are voicing an opinion of many people, and I like that. But here's the deal. Now that's when we got to hold that mirror in front of our doggone race. We got to ask ourselves, why are we struggling so much in our own areas when we have the power to help have thriving businesses, but we don't frequent those businesses. We put graffiti on the wall and we bust the windows out and we rob it. Lack of education. No,
it's not. That's a part of it, but
it's a huge part of it.
But the other part of it is because those are low income areas where, when you try to develop stuff and stuff, even when people work outside of that area, they don't make the kind of money that they need to make to maintain those areas.
It's a trickle down effect. It's a domino effect.
So tell me, answer this question for me. Don't tell nobody where you live at. But where you live at, you guys have decent jobs. You and your wife, y'all have decent jobs and y'all can stay there. But most people in those areas are only making minimum wage, man. They only making a few dollars. And even when they try to go out and get more.
Okay, but again. I work like a dog to have what I have, just like you. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you're able to build what you have, right? Whose fault is it when you are making minimum wage? And if you are making minimum wage, it's what you sell for. It is not the white man's. It's not the. It's not.
No white man.
Wait a minute. It's not their fault.
It's not the system fault.
Okay, it's not the system fault. It's not the people that wants to come and make the city more. What you call it?
To make it more valuable.
More valuable. Whose fault is it? You cannot keep blaming somebody else because your land and because your house is looking like trash.
Let me say this.
It's not nobody's problem but yours.
Well, no, it's not. Hold on. It's not your problem, and I'm going to show you why. Because it's the system's problem. You have a lot of people that live in those impoverished areas, and they give them choice A or choice B. They go apply for welfare. And when they apply for welfare, the people say, you don't make enough money. I mean, you make too much money to qualify for welfare. So you're going to either do one thing. You're going to collect this welfare, or you're going to quit your job and get this welfare, or we're going to, not give it to you at all. My thing is, welfare should be a hand up instead of a hand out. So if you make $1,000 a month, and you need to bridge the gap to get you to $1,500, $1,600 a month so you can pay your bills and provide food to your family, then the welfare system should say, hey, you're working. We're glad you're working. So we're going to give you this hand up until you get where you need to be at. But instead of having you take this or you take that. I've always thought welfare was wrong because it's not handing up. It's keeping you down. Because most single women just need that little push to help them get over the hump.
Time out. I disagree. It's not keeping you down. You know what's keeping you down? What's keeping people down that's in this situation? It's the mentality. Because here's what happens, and we talk about it all the time here on the show. We get comfortable in dysfunction.
Yeah.
And we make a home. Hold on. We make a home in dysfunction. And while welfare was with intention to help you hold the fort until you can do better, that becomes a lifestyle for many people. Right. And they find ways to get more welfare as opposed to find ways to get out of the situation.
Why does it become a lifestyle? Because people tell you can't do better.
Hey man, time out. I gotta stop you. I have to stop you.
I'm talking about the welfare.
I don't care who it is. I got to stop you right there, man. I'm so sick and tired of because people tell you or the system tell you. When are you gonna have a mind of your own and say I am who I am and I'm doing it? Because the reason why I'm so adamant about this, I'm so vocal about this. Every single day in that classroom, I am spending more time motivating children that you can be somebody because all around them they have examples that you won't make it. Yeah. And I'm tired of trying to be a voice, and I'm feeling drowned out, Bernard, and I cannot take that no more.
Why is that?
Because dysfunction is taking over our people, man.
But you don't understand the system is designed to keep you in dysfunction.
I don't care. It's not keeping me.
No.
It's not keeping her. It's not keeping you.
Look here. What I'm trying to say, man, is you have a single mother with 3 or 4 kids. And she just needs this extra push to help her get over the hump. And they tell her, no, we're not going to give that to you. We're not going to give you that extra push. But you can go on welfare and we'll give you this.
Do you know it's more white people on welfare than black people?
I'm not talking about people in color. I'm talking about people in general. I don't care if you're black, white, Mexican, whatever.
But here's the thing. We're talking about gentrification. You have more white people per capita around the country on welfare than black people. But yet the ghetto is full. The hood is full of minorities.
Well, the hood.
Okay, so explain that to me.
The hood is full because it's the mentality that they throw on the people. They say, now listen to me. They say, if you want this welfare, you need to quit your job and we'll pay you this amount of money. Instead of saying, if you want welfare, this is how much you make. We want you to go out and get a job, keep your job, and we'll bridge that gap for you till you get on your feet.
I got something for you.
Now, design that way.
I got something for you. And ladies, I'm gonna get a chance to talk to them. You know,
yeah.
And I'm not going to be
No. I love you, Bernard, because it's good. We need another voice from
yes.
I love it. I love it. But let me say this. I can see everybody in 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, South Park as living better than I did. Okay, you want to know why?
Why?
They were in a home. They had a yard.
Right.
They had a German Shepherd named Max. The Max I wanted as a kid. But Lawrence Etienne was an apartment kid all his childhood.
Why was that?
Because it just was. I can't tell you why, because I was a child. I cannot diagnose what my mother and father was going through, but I will tell you this, and this is a problem with black people too, and even comedians make jokes about it, and we think it's funny, but it's really not. We are terrible at really building our credit from 18. Hold on. I don't want to hear nothing about the system. I don't want to hear nothing about they don't want us to have good. I'm tired of that because I got a story for that too. The problem is we don't teach our children financial literacy. You know what we have taught people in the hood? I'm gonna put the lights in my 2-year-old name, and then I'm gonna be delinquent on that. And then I'm gonna get a department store card in my 7-year-old name, and then I'm gonna mess his credit up before he even get through middle school.
So let me ask you a question.
And then you wanna know why you can't get out the hood? Right. Now, do you know this, Bernard? I know you know this. Do you know many people that live in apartments clearly can afford a house because the apartments many times is more than a mortgage?
That's true.
But they cannot get the down payment together, and the credit is jacked up. So you telling me a number system is messing them up, and they have the resources to pay for a home.
But if you're not educated, you don't know how to do that.
And that goes back to what I was saying.
And then the system is designed to not educate you. The system is designed. Because guess what? I'm gonna show you.
If you was in a slavery, they told you couldn't read and write.
No, I'm gonna show you something. You know, this is real talk right here.
Okay.
I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the projects, and I did all of that. But the only reason why my mind is different because I wanted to know different than what I saw. So I seeked out that. And tried to determine how to do things. But everybody's mind not like that. Because if somebody tell you this the way it's going to be, it's going to always be this way, then that's what you think.
I got a question for you, Bernard. Sure. Now, you know how this world works. You know capitalism. You know how it works.
Sure.
You're supposed to pounce on the weak. You're supposed to take advantage of the ones who are desperate.
No, that's real talk.
Is that capitalism at its best? Take advantage of the desperate. Take advantage of the needy, right? So if I see an area, let's go back to your original point. If I see an area, a pocket of town, I don't care if it's in the woodlands, that section of the woodlands that they don't want to claim, or the section in Kingwood, because every house in Kingwood is not pristine property. Yeah. Okay, so there's pockets of towns that you can say, that house is worth $150,000, but man, I can tell them that they need a new roof.
Yeah,
I can get it for $40,000. So here's the deal. The investors, people with money, pounce on the less fortunate. And if you continue to allow your area or town to look like it's less fortunate, decade after decade, generation after generation, it is decaying. You cannot blame the investors or the system because they're coming to get it pennies on a dollar. Because to be honest with you, white people, black people, Hispanic people, Asian people, German people, Jamaican people, we're all the same when it comes down to capitalism. We're looking for to pay less and make the most.
But what my problem is with that's
capitalism at its best.
I'm not looking at it from basically a capitalism aspect. I'm looking at it as far as, our legislators and the people who we put in office and all of that kind of stuff not doing their jobs to make sure that people in those communities are educated on what they have and what they need to do to improve that so they can maintain that.
And that goes back to education in the primary school.
So but guess what? That happens in some schools, but other schools it doesn't. That happens in certain school districts.
But here's the deal. So here's the deal.
Right.
We're back to our original point. Lady G, come on, jump in now.
Because you know
No. I'm gonna be quiet. So I'm gonna push this to you. Let's push this to her. I'm gonna push this to her. So, Lady G, you heard what Bernard said. Some schools don't. Some schools do. Some people do. Bernard said he had a different mindset. Some people don't. So is that so? Back to your original question. Now I want you to jump in here. Mm-hmm. Your original question was, "Are we powerless?" My answer was, "We will always be powerless if we cannot unite. We cannot unite unless we all tell the truth about ourselves and look in the mirror and say we need to fix all these problems."
Right.
And until not pockets of he has a vision, but 39% of the hood don't. 10% of the schools are teaching, but 90% of schools don't. We have to be unified in our attack.
Both of y'all are educators. Am I correct?
Yes.
So why did we come up with this Robin Hood program back in the day? Because they knew these school districts over here had more money, they were more educated, so we need to take these funds from here and go stick them over here where they need to be at, because we know these people are not getting the same education that these people are getting.
But the goal was for people to be self-efficient eventually, not to every year take from people to give to people that's not taking care of the funds and making themselves valuable. That goes for the schools and you can't continue to ride from the people that's doing it.
That's my point.
That's like somebody coming to you right now, taking from your station and giving it to a poor station who don't have any listeners, and they constantly come to you to support them. You're going to get pissed off about that at some point. That's like taking our taxes and giving it to the swine. We cannot continue to take the pearls and give it to the swine, and the swine is not trying to turn that stuff into pearls in themselves.
I don't think
you got to be self-efficient at some point.
The scripture tells us that the poor will always be.
You must be self-sufficient at some point as a people.
The Bible says that the poor will always be with us, so we have a responsibility to
But it doesn't always have to be our community?
No.
Well, it's not our community all the time. Because you're looking at Houston, Texas, but I've been around the world. And I've seen poor...
No, I've been around the world. I've been to Italy. Italy's poorer than this.
Well, I've been all around the world.
Well, I've been around enough.
I'm trying to say, Dr. Lawrence.
No, I'm just saying, man.
I'm just being real. I think it all stems from education, but how can someone educate you if no one's willing to come do that?
Hey, man, listen.
One thing I got to say about that.
Sister.
Yeah, I bet y'all are waiting on me to come.
Yeah, we wait.
Stop waiting on somebody to come and give you your blessing.
Start somewhere.
You stop waiting on people to give you. You got to be just like everybody else and go and get it.
Yes, sir.
You cannot keep blaming your downfalls and how you are on others.
I'm not blaming others. What I'm saying that education needs to take place. If XYZ school gets this, then BZZ schools need to get
But here's the unfair thing about that.
Right.
Okay, here's the unfair about that. If these schools over here are in an area, well, now watch this now.
Go ahead.
You're coming back to my yard. You're coming back to my yard.
Hold on and say what you got to say.
If those areas have viable businesses, corporations in that district zone to where they're paying huge tax dollars that goes to the school tax to where they can take that money and buy software and computers and laptops and programs, and they getting federal money because now they have the resources to bring in different programs, enrichment programs to really build the full student, not just make sure they can pass a STAR test, but build the full student. But over here in South Park and Third Ward, 5th Ward, community homes in that area. Now we got business. We got a barber shop. We got a pork shop and red beans and rice stand. Hold on, let me finish. You got two tacos. You got two taco restaurants, and you got a Chimney Chan's. Well, how much you think they're going to be paying in school tax? And what can the school districts do with that little money, as opposed to somebody that has the chemical plants in their area and they getting those tax dollars? So you got to look at it like that. So how do you fix that? Well, you got to start bringing in some business and some property so where they can pay major money in school taxes, so the people got some money to work with.
But that's what the problem is. Most corporate companies don't want to build in the hood. They don't want to go to the hood. Hold up.
Go ahead on and then I'm gonna tell you why they don't want to come in there.
Because if HEB decides to build over in Acres Homes, That's some jobs that can be created. That's some jobs that can be created. That's some jobs that can be created that help people get more than minimum wage. That if other corporations come and say, you know what,
have us change our minds.
Okay. Now, Lady G, I'm not gonna talk. You talk. He just said something that made me remember what we talked about yesterday. Now you tell me if you're a multimillionaire and you, Lady G, done made it, Big E done made it, but Noah has just now he's on XM radio. He is syndicated and all this stuff. He's a multimillionaire. Tell me why, or if you will go back to the hood and build these. Put $10, $20, $15 million worth of businesses in the hood. Now tell me if you would jump on that or you will have to pray on that and fast and pray for like 2 years before you go invest your money, and why? Talk to us.
Well, we don't.
Because this is a part of looking in the mirror and saying, why do rappers and artists and NBA players get all this money and talk about and glorify the hood and say they're keeping it real, but yet they go straight to a mansion life? They're not building. They're not building it. It's not about getting it back.
Put it like this.
They're not even building that house in the hood.
Let me tell you.
Tell me.
I'm gonna tell you.
Come on, tell us.
The reason why they don't give back is because black folks just don't care.
And we don't take care of anything.
And exactly. They don't take care of hardly anything. So I'm just saying, I'm not white, but I'm just saying.
Well, I guess that if you ain't used to nothing, you don't take care.
That's not an excuse.
We got to educate you to make you understand.
Why? So let me go invest $2 billion, tear up my stuff so you can learn how to appreciate it.
Look here, I have something that's been in my mind for years. I just don't have the finances to do it. I believe that if you get like here on the air and you start explaining stuff to people in the neighborhood, we're trying to build up these neighborhoods. We want to get you great jobs, but you can't be going around breaking and stuff and stealing stuff. Your time gonna come where you're gonna have your business and all that. I think once you start educating people like that and then you start working that plan, then they see it working. Then from that point, that mindset changes from what you're talking about.
I think you're gonna have more people saying, "Gimme, gimme, gimme."
I don't think so. I think the reason why I think gimme.
Me too.
The reason why I think gimme right now is so much gimme because we're not used to having that.
You want to know when the education will really make sense to them?
But
hold on, let me say this.
Because I'm going to say this.
Here's what I learned in class of teaching all these years. You can teach till you blow in your face. And in your mind, you can feel like you're the #1 teacher every year.
Sure.
But until them children show you that they have took what you learned and they've applied it. Hold on, time out. Hold on. Until they show you that what you've been preaching every day in lectures and lessons and worksheets and exercises, until they show you that they took what you got and they turned it into something, you haven't taught nothing. Now, here's it. You keep hollering education. Here's what I say. How about I say I give you a lesson and a pop quiz. Now show me what you learned. I'm not going to come give you $5 million and put it. I'm going to give $50,000. What can you turn that into? And once I see you do something with that in business and make that little bit valuable, I will pour a little bit more. You're not going to get no big lump sum of effort from me and then you go tear it up because you say you didn't know how to manage it. Show me how you manage a little and I will give you more.
Okay.
This is how God does us.
So what you saying, Bernard?
I'm saying that in order for you to show me something, we got to show you. The corporations got to show you we care about your community. That's why we came in here to do this. That's why we creating these jobs. That's why we giving you the opportunity to make money. That's it. So when I see that, once I see that, I'm saying to myself, wow.
Wait a minute.
They really care. Because guess what? They gave me an opportunity to make wealth. The Bible tells us that the people have to have a mind to work.
But we're missing something. You think businesses do stuff because they really care. And I'm going to look you in your eyes and tell you they don't. So why do you keep expecting them to care? This is not about caring. This is about public relations. This is about tax breaks. And this is about the perception of making it look like I care. So this is never about really having a heart. Businesses don't have hearts. Businesses want to come on the bottom line. And everything that they do, they want a tax write-off or a kickback because they gave to charity. So this is not about caring. So here's the deal. If you waiting on somebody to care for you, you're forever going to be impoverished.
Now watch this here. Now I got to go here now. That comes to the point to where we stop putting our money in people that don't care. If we start placing our money in the people that do care and the people that want to see us succeed, then from that point, then we will start being able to work together, and people will have to respect us instead of just treating us like we're the most consuming people in the world, African American people. Well, we go over here and put our money everywhere but where it needs to go.
And at this point, I'm going to tell you in front of everybody who thinks we're arguing, I love you.
No, that's real.
No,
that's real.
I know this.
Okay,
Check this out. I love you, and I'm going to say this to you. You just hit it right on the head. But again, you keep bringing it right back to my point. The point is the reason why we keep taking our marketing dollars and our economic dollars to push to drive a global society and hold up in a financial system in this country. We keep taking it elsewhere because we are still failing to look in the mirror and see what can we do to build a viable Black Wall Street for us. Because we keep shattering our mirrors, we don't know what we look like.
Okay, so I guess my question probably.
Go ahead on me.
No, I guess, listen, I guess the question would be is to you, Bernard, first. So where do we go from here?
Our legislating people that we put in office in Congress. Okay. They have a responsibility to bring back dollars to the hood. I ain't talking about on Christmas opening up a trailer, giving out turkeys. We talking about you coming in and making viable changes in these neighborhoods. Making viable changes in these neighborhoods that are impoverished, so the people will have a mind to say, you know what, we got hope.
Okay, wait.
But the voting thing, I gotta add something to the voting thing. Just real quick. I gotta say this is very important.
He gonna forget.
It's a very important part.
Lawrence.
I promise it's gonna be quick. I promise you.
I'm giving you 2 seconds.
No, that's not enough. Now you said something very important, the voting. But here's what they do with the voting, Bernard, and we all know this. They're looking at reports and they're seeing where most of the votes are coming from. Okay, and those are the people what pockets of Harris County where it came from, and those are the people that's going to probably get some of the things they want in state legislation. Now, if enough people from the hood went out and voted, hold on, tell me, when they get that data back, they're gonna say, well, in this congressional district they didn't come out, so why should we give them what they need? But in that congressional district, those people came out in floods. So we're gonna service them first. So that means everybody in the hood need to go vote.
No. This is what the problem is. What you're saying is real, but this is what the problem is. I'm popular, congressman, congresswoman. I win these votes all the time, and so they're going to always vote on me. And all I got to do is just do a little bit of stuff, show up here and show up here, and they're going to keep on voting for me. My problem is like, we need to give somebody else a chance that look here, I'm going to give you a real good example. Thank you, Chief.
Hey, man, quit tearing up the mics, man.
I'm going to give you a real good example. I'm going to show you how this stuff works. Who was the person running the elections this year?
You're running the election?
Who was the person was the county clerk this year?
The county clerk?
What's his name? What's the guy name? He's a black guy. What's his name?
We ain't got to know his name. You know who he is. Look what he did. He came in and changed everything to where it will work for everybody. That's why people came out to vote, because they saw a change.
The county clerk, what was his name?
Chris Holland. Holland.
The young black guy.
Yeah, Chris.
But check this out.
But you saw what happened.
Yeah.
They saw the change and said, hey, I believe we can do this.
Right, so and they shot it down.
Guess what? Because he had opened up stuff 24 hours.
Yes.
He put voting places everywhere.
Yeah.
You see how the mind changes when stuff. You see how the mind changes when stuff look like it's real and look like it can work. That's what would happen in the hood if people would just do that.
But listen, but we've had instances where it looked like it worked. But here's what's going on.
We're not talking about instances.
But no. Here's what's happening.
Get your girl out the office.
Here's what's happening. Here's what's happening. The lack of education now. Education has dropped. The effort of students has dropped since, let's say, Jasmine and them were in school.
Sure.
For the last 10, 15 years, it is sadly a stark difference in the efforts of students and the desires and the outlook on their futures.
Why?
So those same children are riding up and down the corners in the blocks, trying to have some illegal businesses going on so they can still make money, because at the end of the day, everybody still needs money to make it and survive and have things they want.
But that's where the mindset.
So how do you change that if you continue?
Because you have to show them just as much effort that you're putting into this pharmaceutical company, illegal pharmaceutical company, we got to find a way to turn that into positive energy so you don't go to jail.
Okay, so I guess my question would be, you have given me your answer. I'm going to ask him the same question. So where do we go from here as a black culture, as a culture that has been thriving and trying to get to the second point? And even though it looked like that we have arrived, we have not. No. So what would you say? Because we need to empower our people instead of going back and forwards and, scrapping and fussing with one another, because that's what we do all the time. What would you, what is your solution?
My answer may not be popular. Okay, but I'm looking at this as a sports organization, a professional sports organization. Yeah. Sometimes you got to get rid of these high dollar players and start over.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I mean. Bernard, business owner. You, entrepreneur. Me, educator, writer, entrepreneur. People our age, we're not the problem. The ones in kindergarten and in first grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, second grade, fifth grade, they're not the problem. The one that can really drive this thing forward or in the ground is those 20-year-olds to say 40-year-olds. That's the pocket of people that can really change us for better or move us to the bottom. Now, here's the deal. Since I think, to be honest with you, being in the classroom, I think it'll be virtually impossible to change the mentality of some of these young people now, because social media and impatience and technology has them hooked like Satan, leading them over a cliff. I say it's going to take the elders to continue doing what we're doing, and it's going to take us investing in our rookies, in the farm system, in those young minds that's coming up through the elementary schools right now. Because to be honest with you, they're going to be the natural born leaders if we go back to the basics and nurture those children in those formative years. Because if we allow them to continue to follow their big sisters and big brothers at 14, 15 years old, acting like them, behaving like them, trying to talk like them, we'll continue to have this problem to where we'll be powerless. If we want to finally find some power, it may not be in our lifetime, but it can be in our grandkids' lifetime if we go back and we grab these young kids and we start restructuring the education and we restructuring our homes and we get some family values back in here. Because to be honest with you, if we got some wayward kids at 18 to 25, you might as well just count them out, unless we have some nuggets in there who wants to get out. This needs a little help. But for the most part, as a whole, and that generation, we're in trouble. So if you really want some positive change and become powerful and be a part of the global society and become valuable, we need to go back into our farm system and grab these little kids and tell them, no, twerking is not how you're going to do it. No, selling dope is not how you're going to do it. No, not having a rag hanging out your pocket when you're in sixth grade is going to do it. But you learning how to read and being on grade level by the time you leave fifth grade could possibly do it. You learning how to think and being a thinker could do it. You not paying attention to what's going on around you and then putting more positive role models in front of them. Stop smoking weed in front of your children as you're driving them to school. That kind of stuff.
Okay. So you're saying that we need to educate the ones that's coming up behind us. I'm saying we need to surround
and protect those young minds, because they can actually be the catapult to take us to being powerful in this global society. But
on the flip side of that, Lawrence, everything you're saying is real there. But I never give up on anybody. I think that age group that you were talking about, I think that if some of the people who have African-American people who have already made it and got out there would come back to the community and say, hey, look, brother, I don't like you selling dope. You're going to go to jail the rest of your life. So guess what? We're going to start a mentorship program to help people start developing businesses and all of that. And then from that point, the people in the neighborhoods needs to support those businesses.
No, I'm saying don't give up on them. Yeah. But I'm saying
you start back there with what you're saying.
Don't give up on that middle gap. Let's not give up on them. But I'm saying let's have a laser focus to protect our young ones.
And I agree with that. But even like now, when some people start to truly see people develop businesses and all that, and it ain't basketball, football, and all that they get in the major contracts, I believe in my heart that can change things. I'm going to give you a good example. When I was a young kid, I used to listen to radio all the time. I love radio. You know, and I didn't know nothing about it. I just loved what I heard. And from that point, I said, man, you know what? It would be nice to do that. My mother asked me on my 9th birthday, what do you want for Christmas? I mean, on my 9th Christmas, when I was in 1999 for Christmas. She said, what do you want for Christmas? I said, you can give me a little radio. And I used to carry this radio around. I'm studying these people. I'm listening to these people. They wasn't all our color. Mm-hmm. But the point is I was getting a mindset that I wanted to do that. And then I remember one day we was out shooting marbles. You know, that was a long time ago. Anyway, so some kids started asking me, man, why do you always carry that little radio with you? And from me studying radio and seeing what it is, God spoke to me. When I turn grown, when I get grown, I'm going to have my own FM station. That's what he told me. Now, that's why I have the mentorship program over at Galaxy Gospel Radio, where I train people to do radio. Mm-hmm. You know, not saying that, you know, you may ever get a radio station or whatever, but it's the mindset. If you want to learn, you come out and work all the board and everything to get the interest in it. I wanted that as a kid, but wouldn't nobody open the door for me. KCOH's been around for years. They should have had that mentorship program for young African-American kids that want to come in. TSU did it. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it was college. Mm-hmm. Some of us wanted to learn when we was kids. Mm-hmm. The point I'm trying to get at is if you change the person's mindset, then you change the community.
But that takes unity.
Well, no. But see, watch this here. The unity comes from the people that we vote in office. If they're not doing things to change our neighborhood, we need to get them out the office. I don't care how long they've been there. I don't care how popular you are.
But no, you know, I understand what you're saying, but here's the problem. When nowadays, people live, back in the day when we were coming up, everybody on the block knew each other. It didn't take a flood or a hurricane or popping firecrackers on June 4th of July before. After 5 years on the street, you finally learned your house two doors down, you learned their name. Back in the day, you knew everybody on the street. Sure. Everybody watched the house. Now, people don't even come outside their door. They barely wave. And they right across the street. Yeah. They'll go in because now people are now social. I mean, they're solitary animals, or people really clutch to their inner circle because the trust of mankind, the human interaction, people don't trust it anymore because people are looking to swindle you. No more invite them in your house to come watch the game. Hey, neighbor, come on over and watch the game. Now you're afraid to invite somebody into your garage because you're trying to figure out who's really surveying the room. So when I go to work, they coming back or they sending the boys in here to come get it. The trust value is gone. And we did that to ourselves because we become greedy, because we don't have much, so we're willing to take from each other.
But watch this here. If everybody had decent jobs where they can go out and buy their own flat screen TVs and stuff like that, that would change some of that.
It would.
I mean, I believe that project could be a project somewhere where you can turn on a hood in the River Oaks. But everybody got to work together. We need to have platforms like we talking right now. Just imagine if we was on the Aaron Acres Homes right now, talking like this. It starts to change.
A lot of people be mad at me. I'll probably get cussed out.
No. You might get cussed out, but guess what? They still listening.
So okay, so let me ask y'all this. Who would you say, Bernard first, who would you say is our biggest enemy? Would it be us?
It would be ourselves. And the only reason why it's that way is because we done got to a point to believe that we can't have what the next person have without going taking it from them or whatever. The key would be, like I say, is to start educating people, you know, that, hey, if you get out and get you a good job, you'll be able to do this and boom, 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 and then create the job. Not just talk about it.
But say, for instance, if they don't want to go get that job, then what do you do?
So in that case, you find what their interest is and help them develop that. You know, this person right over here, you know, he went to prison, so he can't get no job because he got felonies. But there ain't nothing wrong with you, brother, getting over there and trying to learn how to, you know, start your own tire shop. Ain't nothing wrong with you starting your detail shop.
But you know what?
And then the neighborhood needs to support it.
I'm going to have to act like the black person that I am.
Okay, come on.
I would probably ask you, who got time for all of that?
But you have to make time because that's what the change going to be. You got to make them understand that if you keep doing what you're doing, we'll never see the change that you're looking for.
Okay, I got a question for both of y'all.
Sure.
Do you think, because again, I'm going back to when we were growing up.
Sure.
When mom and daddy and cousin and grandma told us that if we work hard 5, 10 years, 15 years from now, you can have this, you can have that, you can accomplish this. And we didn't see that as, oh man, that's too long. We didn't see it as that because we didn't have a lot of distractions. Right? Mm-hmm. We didn't have a lot of opportunities to go out in the world. I'm doing it this way. There wasn't a lot of shortcuts for us because technology and opportunity wasn't there. But now, y'all,
they got social media.
There's so many opportunities and distractions. Now, y'all, to sit an 18-year-old down and say, if you work hard in about 10 years, you better have this. And they looking at you 10 years.
I have one. So I just had to talk with her the other day, and she told me.
How do we help rebuild patience?
She literally told me, because I was talking to her about being something. Mm-hmm. And she literally told me, Mom, I just don't have time for this.
So watch this here. This is how
you understand. This is
how you help that person. You say, daughter, I understand that you don't understand that. I mean, you don't have time for that. So this is what we go to. Tell me what you go. Where you want to be in 5 years then? Where you want to be in 4 years?
Oh, they want to be the same place that was.
No, hold up. Well, then when they tell you that, then you tell them, hey, well, let's look around and see if we can find some people to help mentor you and help you get to that point. Because then you put that back on them.
He don't have no 18.
No, I got a 35-year-old, 36-year-old. But anyway, check this out.
Wish you had.
Now, check this out. I'm going to show you something. I got to put this plug in.
Okay.
Rhema Gospel Radio right now is doing a Christmas drive.
Right.
We're buying toys so we can go into the, underserved communities and bless those people, bless those kids with toys. We got to make them know that somebody still cares. Not just on Thanksgiving when they coming out handing out turkeys. Not on Christmas when they handing out hams. Because that's mama getting the ham. What did I get? I'm just being real.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a good one.
I'm serious. What did I get?
That's a good point.
And so now they say, oh man, them people over there at Rhema Gospel Radio, I don't even know where it's at, but they was over in our hood and they came. I'm going to tell you a story again. See, I'm going to tell you why I have hope like this. When I was a kid, I grew up in the hood. And there was a man named Mr. Calvin. Boy, I sure wish I could find him. Mr. Calvin was the guy that was our rec person. He opened up the rec center. He made sure we was able to go play games and stuff. He made sure that we had, the lunches during the summertime. He made sure that when Christmas came around, we all got gifts in the hood. I remember that man. And I said, when I grow up, I want to be just like him. Because I saw how he brought hope to people who had no hope. Mothers and fathers struggling, trying to keep the roof over our head. But Mr. Calvin was there for us.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to go back to gentrification because we only have 6 minutes.
No, we got plenty of time tonight.
Okay.
It's just her TV show.
Okay. I just want to say this. I am a proponent of gentrification. I'm not against it. Let me tell you a couple of reasons why. Because we too, the dollars that we spend at Best Buy and Foot Locker on Air Jordans alone, you take the last 5 years that a mother went and bought 3 pairs of Jordans for all her kids for the last 5 years.
Lord help.
That's about $5,000 to $7,000.
Yes,
she could have been a minority partner in an investment group.
That's right.
But she don't have education for that.
But here's the deal. She could have been a part of that small investment group that built 2 condos in the same hood that she lived in, and then she could have got out just off of her investment. Okay, income tax return. You have 4 babies. You get $8,000 for the. You could have took 5 of that for the last 3 years and had $15,000 to be up. And some of the other homegirls who got baby's daddy's tattoos on their thigh, and they could have took 5 a year. And y'all could have started your own investment group, and y'all could have flipped y'all some houses.
But guess what though? They had nobody to show them how to do that.
But in the hood, guys flip kilos like it ain't nothing. So they know how to flip money.
But see, that's illegal.
Oh, you know how to flip. But the mentality of how to grow your business and multiply money, they have the mentality for that.
Nobody came to the hood.
If you can flip drugs, you can build a business.
That's not an easy business.
And nobody came to the hood and showed me how it works legally so I can have the knowledge to flip houses.
Now, you assuming nobody came to the hood, but guess what?
Right, Olivia.
With the inflection of social media, they have. Hold on. Just my point. Just like we have the young people are being bombarded with a bunch of foolishness on social media, there are people that's trying to teach them how to flip money, how to be financial literate, how to take care of their credit, how to turn investments, and it's not a scam. They're just giving them the plan on how they can take $100 or $1,000 and you let that build, and then you go find a small investment group or get with some of your other friends and y'all start something.
Two things. First of all, we are hands-on people. You got to come to us and you got to show us how
we got to start being intellectual.
Hold on.
Once we get the knowledge, then we got to know if we can trust you in what you're telling us.
Yeah.
So from that point, when somebody comes in and they got this track record of getting everybody on track, showing them how to do this, and they ain't got no scams behind them and everything, and we even got some preachers that got scams behind them trying to teach people. But the point I'm trying to get at, it has to be somebody that they trust.
Now let me piggyback on that.
Okay.
I get it. You don't trust everybody, and that is the beauty of being able to go research and process information, read and comprehend, and find your own information and draw your own conclusions and form your own plan. Not taking the word of a man who's going to give you information, but taking the word of you who have absorbed and inferred and taken that information, and now you understand it. So that it goes back to education. Real quick, and I'm real quick and I'm done, because it goes back to education. That's why it's very important for us to take our children back and keep them on grade level.
I agree.
Let them read. Let them build through reading and comprehension to where you don't have to be told what to do. You can read and research and learn what to do because you're intellectual. You don't. To say that we're only hands-on people is a slap in our face as people. We're not just hands-on people. I can't give me a hammer, I'll be a million. You give me a book, I'm in trouble. No. We can think.
But Lawrence, check this out.
I refuse that.
No, I agree with that, but check this part out right here. See, when I say hands-on, I'm talking about like the banker at the bank. And their job's at risk and everything if they come in doing something wrong. So you bring those type of people into the hood that then made it and show the other people how to do it. And, and then they're going to risk their job. And be honest with you, they're going to develop a whole lot of new bankers if they go in there, new clients if they go in there and open up the door and show people how to do some of this stuff and make them responsible when they do it. Say, you just can't go buy this and not do whatever. You need to put this on a payment plan. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do that. The same thing that everybody else does.
Okay, so listen, let's read some of our comments because we only just have
mine kind of old, so go ahead.
Okay, well, but still, you can still read them out.
Okay, okay. You want me to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. Ken, my cousin, what's up, Ken? He said it's a tough sell when there's no immediate return on a long-term benefit. And
that's true.
And with these young people, that's it.
They need to see it now. They want that now
stuff. But your stuff didn't happen now. This radio station, wasn't a now thing. It was an overtime thing.
Right, yeah. That's true.
And with our young people, with the influence of social media, they think that if they just put some T-shirts and some fingernail polish that they want to sell online, that they're supposed to already be $500,000 a month.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work like that, man.
Right. There's no doubt. It don't work like that. Time, cures all things.
That's a great point, man.
But it don't take 10 years, though.
Okay, so and then I guess is that your cousin? He said the system up above. He said
the system call it eminent domain. Investors call it gentrification.
Wow,
that's it.
Yeah, if the city wants your stuff and they got to build a highway coming through, highways coming through.
The city want that, state want that. That's not called gentrification.
That's called eminent domain.
Yeah, that's eminent domain. Yes, they just gonna come take your stuff that you done built up.
Right.
See.
Right.
Okay.
So you gotta know where to invest there too.
Yeah. You
gotta be educated on that.
Please don't build your house right by the feet.
You gonna lose your
trouble. They expand the street.
Olivia, our classmate, she says we have to teach our young about the long-term big
yes, ma'am.
picture.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen.
The long-term
and
big picture. I love it.
And Olivia, I want to piggyback on that and teach them to enjoy the journey on your way to success.
That's right. Oh,
enjoy it, man.
That was good.
And while you enjoying it,
fulfillment in that
while
process.
you enjoying it, you need to save so when the bad times come, you will have something to fall back on.
It's nothing like sitting here looking around at everything God bless you, and you remembering all the sacrifice, all the days you feel like throwing the towel, and God say, "I got you, man. I got you." And when you finally make it, enjoy that journey. Big picture, enjoy the journey.
But you know what? I believe that when you finally arrive, you really don't know how to appreciate it because the journey was so rough.
No,
I know how to appreciate
I know how to appreciate it.
I've been dreaming of this day.
Listen, no. Listen, and I have heard many people say that they don't know how to take it. They don't know how to.
It takes a while to get used to it.
They can't marinate it in it because they don't believe.
You know why?
It has happened.
Because what he said, they didn't enjoy the journey.
You gotta enjoy the journey.
See, because even when you're going through bad, you still got to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Because like he said, there's plenty of times I won't shut stuff down, but God said no. You know, and he said, because I got steps that I'm going to take you beyond there. Like when I put the internet radio station there, I thought I had it going on. But the Lord told me FM. So we low power FM. He didn't say low power. He said FM. Mm-hmm. So I know that those are steps to still come.
Yeah.
But the point I'm getting, I have enjoyed the journey as I went along, even though some parts of the journey was rough.
It's rough.
It's rough.
Because along the journey, Satan gonna keep telling you, "Oh man, you wasting your time."
That's why we got to turn into a spiritual thing, you know. Yes. But that's the thing is, we got to get people back in the churches and make them start believing in what's being said by God. Because as long as we trying to do it ourselves, it ain't gonna never happen.
You know that, that's another subject because
you got to get the church back in the church.
Come on now, that's real talk right there. For real,
y'all. We are finished. We are so finished on tonight.
And I apologize for jumping.
Hey man, we love you, man. Hey, we need this, man.
When I hear these words, it do something.
This was so meaty. This was so meaty.
That was good, man.
Not meaty. I said meaty.
It
was good.
Yeah. And that's why we need to get this radio station in a place where we can start developing minds. And because just imagine people hearing this kind of stuff every night. It starts to change your mind.
So let me go and say this before I get ran out of here. If you are looking to build some condos and you need some minor investors, call Rhema Gospel Radio next Big E. Just make it a nice little entry fee to get inside the investment group. Because I want to retire and kick back and live some of that. Lord, I can't believe you got me.
Big E, I got
this.
one.
I want some of that.
I'm for the mess with you. I got one better for you. We ain't waiting on nobody to do that. Let's go find out how to do it, and we need a development group.
Well, now you're thinking like me. Now I got you on my side. Let's go get some property for low, and let's sell it for high.
That's the way
we just won't call it gentrification.
That's the way that they do it. It's called flipping property. That's what it's called. So, listen, y'all, again, thank you. And let me say, call me in too.
I know that's right.
So, thank y'all again. Thank y'all. Hopefully something was said on tonight to help each and every last one. If you missed this show on tonight, you missed a treat. You missed some good meat on tonight and some good education. It was something that came from both sides that was able to help you. If you did not tune in, I'm sorry. Maybe you can catch it along the way, but we will be talking more about how can we help our own.
Yes, let's look in the mirror, y'all. It starts with a mirror. Let's all purchase a mirror. All the African American community, let's get a mirror and let's look at it and let's tell ourselves the truth. If we know we gained some weight around our stomach, quit saying we okay. I'm big bone. You're not big bone. You're just big bellied. Let's look at ourselves as being big bellied, not big boned. Let's start telling the truth about ourselves. Let's take off the wigs and the lace fronts and the lashes. Let's take off this doggone girdle, making these women think we got a six pack.
Y'all ain't gonna make me take my lashes off. I'm sorry.
As a people, let's tell the truth about ourselves. And on top of this, Black Lives Matter. I challenge the Black Lives Matter movement. Let me say this real quick. I challenge the Black Lives movement to stop just taking the streets when white America does something to us. My challenge to Black Lives movement is to take the streets whenever a black man is killed or black woman is killed, no matter what color the assailant was. Let's start being real. Let's bring some validity to the Black Lives movement, and let's not just take the streets when there's other colors that do it. Let's hold ourselves accountable. That's a part of looking in the mirror.
So let me say this last thing, because you made that little joke, and you were serious about it, but I'm gonna make a joke out of it. I had the six pack. Now I got the keg, and I'm enjoying the journey.
Stop it!
I'm enjoying the journey.
I don't want a keg belly.
He tells.
You know what?
He tells the weight trainer that he enjoying his keg.
Because guess what? I'm happy with me.
So basically, you heavy duty.
Hey.
Another overweight lovers in the house.
I'm Bernard Russell, and I'm happy with who I am.
Overweight. I used to like that jam.
I am happy
lovers
with who I am. Because if they don't want me, see ya.
Well, I get it. But I'm saying, as a people, we got to do better, y'all.
That's right. Y'all have tuned into the Lady G and the Big E show on tonight. Again, we're going to be praying for y'all, and hopefully y'all going to be praying for us. Pray
Amen.
for this radio station, that God would take it to the clock sister say, the sky is the limit to what I could have. And we going to say that about this radio station.
No. We got to stick with the slogan over here. We bring the gospel heat to the streets. And that's what we did tonight.
Amen.
That's right.
Amen. So thank y'all for tuning in. This is Big E and Lady G. And
I'm Big E. See y'all next Thursday. Rainbow Gospel Radio, baby.
There you go. Bye-bye.